Why is it that Nintendo games don't go down in value? Is it Nintendo trying to be greedy? Are Nintendo games just great? And that's the reason why they don't go down in value. This guy named Next Gen Player, The Hunter, he actually worked for the media department and video game sales for Walmart, I believe. Good guy. He gave me an idea for this video. He just had a little exchange about Nintendo games and why they don't go down in value. And I agree with him for certain things, and certain things I have my own ideas. But are Nintendo games better than the rest of the industry's games? When it comes to family-friendly titles, I do believe that Nintendo's quality and just a production and just a mass amount of games that they spew out, yes, I don't think that there's any other company that really rivals them when it comes to that. Now, what does that mean? There's a large portion of consumers that they don't really play those type of games. They're not interested in those type of games. They like first-person shooters and big budget action games and sports games like NBA 2K and Madden and FIFA. And while Nintendo Switch has received some of these in the past couple years, they can still play them in a much higher fidelity, graphically speaking, on their TVs or game consoles or PCs. So it's a little bit understandable that when they hear stuff being thrown around like Nintendo games are just better, and that's why they hold their value, and they're looking at their games. They look a lot better graphically speaking. Technically speaking, they look a lot better. And they're saying, whoa, something doesn't make sense here. And it's also games that they're not interested in. They are greedy. It's just a kind of like a natural reaction, kind of like a knee-jerk reaction that it just comes out and saying, oh, that's because Nintendo's greedy. That's why. That's the reason. But if you're going to make that statement, you're going to have to show me some evidence that Nintendo is in fact making more money doing business practices their way instead of doing it the way that other large companies, when they release their games and the way that they sell their games. You're going to have to show me some evidence on whether or not they make more money, because I can guarantee you one thing. Those large companies releasing these AAA games and these huge budget games, they're not doing it out of the kindness of their hearts. That's not what they're in for. They are in to make as much money as possible. So when you see a game go on sale 2 months after you purchase it, it's not because Activision was like, you know what, that poor guy out there, he's working, he's making $10 an hour. We got to do something for that guy. Hey, that game that released 2 months ago, half off. Come on. Let's give, Mike here. Let's give Mike here a break. Poor Mike. That's not why they're doing that, okay? They don't care about you. They care about your money. They care about your wallet. So why they're doing that? Well, let's think about it. If they're not doing it to save money, to not make money, then they must be doing it to make money. That's why they do it. In contrast, Nintendo doesn't really do discounts. They have sometimes their player's choice or whatever you call it, the games that go down in price like $20. Did it for the GameCube, the Wii U, the 3DS, maybe some other systems I'm missing. So they don't really do that. So the games kind of just stay at $59.99, And for someone who's kind of short-sighted, if they're looking at that specific thing, like this game came out X amount of months ago or X amount of years ago, I want to go pick a game up right now. Why do I have to pay full price? Yeah, that could kind of be a drag. And that's understandable. It really is. But at the same time, for the person that did pick up that game at $60, if they wanted to, let's say, go to GameStop and pick up the newest Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, maybe they could give out a game that they don't really care about, like ARMS. Hypothetically speaking, is it really that bad to hold on to the value of something that you bought? I don't think it is. I would be more pissed off if I paid $60 for an item and then 2 months later, that turns into $30. Where'd my $30 go? Now I know it's not so black and white. I know there's a lot of gray area here, and I only brought up certain topics. I didn't talk about, because if I could make this a 2-hour-long video, because it's a huge topic to talk about, and we can continue on with this conversation. Let me know below. if you agree with some of my thoughts, or if you disagree with some of my thoughts, or should I just make another video and just talk about this a little bit more? Let me know below. Let me know what you think. My name is Andrew, and this is Think Game Talk. Later.